So, very sad news in the movie world. Val Kilmer has officially passed away, and I figured that since Batman Forever would turn 30 this year in June, and since he is an original Batman actor, let's take a look back at Batman Forever and remember the movie for what it was. This is mostly a tribute to Batman Forever and Kilmer, not a critique. Let's remember this film since it seems to be the forgotten Batman film and also the forgotten Batman performance. So as a tribute to Val Kilmer and Batman Forever, let's remember Batman Forever in this video essay. New vision. Due to the unsuccess of Batman Returns, it being a much more dark and twisted film, and them not really selling the Happy Meal toys that they wanted to sell at the time. Man, I really can't imagine why. They brought in a new visionary for Batman Forever, which was not Tim Burton. It was Joel Schumacher, and he had a very different, unique take on the Batman character. Bombastic lights and lots of color to this world of Gotham, and a very comic booky look to Gotham City. I mean, you look at the city and it's not a city that could actually exist, and I think it's in the best of ways. And for better or for worse, it was a unique vision, and I can say that this movie does still stand out for its unique look of Gotham, its unique take on characters, and its unique look at the Gotham City as its own separate world from our own. The Neo aesthetic really matches this version of the character very well, and I think it did just enough to not be super over the top like Batman and Robin to the point where it's just laughably bad. The music. The music in this movie is outstanding. The Batman theme in particular, though not as iconic as the Danny Elfman theme, I think they did a really good job, and it's a very heroic sounding theme that matches with this overall neo aesthetic version of Gotham City and its neo aesthetic version of Batman. I really do like the way that the music just kind of just fits each versions of the character, especially the Riddler theme. It has a lot more of a cerebral, over-the-top Looney Tunes sound, which matches with the cerebral, over-the-top Looney Tunes performance of Jim Carrey. I really think the music is amazing. They gave us a soundtrack that is remembered to this day, particularly Kiss from a Rose by Seal is still one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. And I gotta say, I really do miss the days where movies had a legitimate soundtrack. Val Kilmer. This whole segment is going to be the honor to Val Kilmer that is deserved, and how much he's deserving of respect for this performance of Batman, because Keaton had his Batman down, but Val Kilmer was the Bruce Wayne at the time that we hadn't seen before. Bruce Wayne in the other Tim Burton movies was not really a developed character, and really the villains in those movies were the standout. And the villains in the movie are this standout, particularly Jim Carrey, but Joel Schumacher did something unique with this take of the character and diving more into Bruce's psyche and really asking the questions on why he would put on a human bat-shaped costume to strike fear into his opponents. It really did ask that question first. And there's a whole cut to this movie that was supposed to be darker, but they removed it, but you can still tell there's just elements of that in this movie that are being slightly explored through his trauma, through things that he hadn't addressed up until this point. And when Robin came into the picture, you can tell that a lot of those things really came to the surface. Very controversial take, but I do think that Val Kilmer was a better Bruce than Keaton. His Batman was solid enough, and Val Kilmer really does look really good in the suit. And the suit that they have designed in the movie, though they put the nipples on there, I understand that, but remove the nipples, and I do think that it was a better bat suit than what Keaton had. It was much more flexible, it allowed for more mobility and better overall fight scenes. And Kilmer really plays the character as a really broken, stilted individual, which is what he would have to be if he's like a much more of a recluse behind the scenes. And I think that Kilmer really did nail this performance at the time, and it worked for the film that they were presenting. And I know Val Kilmer really is overlooked because we have so many great performances of Batman. We have Keaton out there, who is a fantastic Batman. We have Ben Affleck out there, who is probably one of the best, if not the best, on-screen interpretation. We have Pattinson coming out and making a name for himself out nowadays, and Christian Bale being the gold standard for a lot of people. But I do think that Val Kilmer is overlooked a lot nowadays because we have such great performances. But again, he was a good interpretation of the character that I never felt like should be overlooked and should still be addressed even before he passed. And since this year would be the 30th anniversary of this film and the passing of Val Kilmer, I think that we should really take a look at Batman Forever, watch it for what it was, for better or for worse, and never forget this film. And never forget that he was also Batman. I hope you guys enjoyed the short, sweet, and memorial version of this video essay. I already did a full review on Batman Forever before. If you guys want to check on my thoughts on that film, I will leave a link to that in the description below in this video. I do want to just say thank you guys very much for supporting the channel, and also in the comments, please show some support for Val Kilmer and pay your respects, because this man was an awesome actor, and one of my Batmen will be missed for sure.